Hope beyond pandemic. This is the time of your life. A lot of people think these days of pandemic are lost days, that we're losing this time as a result of the disease that has changed everything and turned our world upside down and limited our activities. A lot of us think that staying at home and sheltering in place, wearing masks is lost time. But I'm here to tell you that hope beyond pandemic and hope in a time of pandemic challenges us to see this time as the time of our lives. The psalmist says, "This is the day that God has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." The psalmist lived toward the future, but also realized that faith and love and joy are lived out one moment, 1 hour, 1 day, one encounter at a time. Hope beyond pandemic looks beyond the pandemic to the movements of the moral and spiritual arcs of history. It looks toward the far horizon, but what we see in the far horizon shapes each step of every day. The far horizon does not negate today's experience, but in fact enhances it. The pandemic has challenged us to look at far moral and spiritual and political horizons. The pandemic has challenged us to take a good hard look at our lives, a good hard look at our nation, and see where we need to be transformed, where we need to change. Hope beyond pandemic reminds us that relationships are important, that everyone matters, that each day is a holy day. The Apostle Paul once said, "Now is the time of salvation." So we can live each day with eyes on the horizon, with eyes on the prize that guide us one step at a time, so that each phone call might be a prayer, each email might be holy, that we might be challenged, even though we're not out there protesting, to call up our representatives, to call the White House, to advocate for justice and change in our world. The world is saved, one person and one moment and one life and one encounter at a time. Today is the time of your life. Today is a holy day. Hope beyond pandemic reminds us that what we're hoping for guides each step. We may not, as John Henry Cardinal Newman says, see the far shore, or see that shore only in broad outlines. But knowing that there is a far shore of hope, a far shore of justice, a far shore of shalom, a far shore of healing, can guide us in each step and give us joy and love and compassion for the journey.